as much as we're all cynical about the club, they all want to have the best window possible. Of course they do. And I just thought, no way they were just going to chance it with Rodrigo till quite late. Do you know what I mean? They weren't going to get to August the 15th and go, well, is he available or is he not, before they actually make a move on left winger. So when the Eze stuff came out, I thought to myself, do Arsenal look at Eze as a player who they go, well, if we get Eze, Gyökeres, Zubamendi, all the other players mentioned, we still had a very good window. But also, because he can play as a 10, it leaves us available to do the Rodrigo deal if that comes up. And if that is the plan, then I've got to say, that's quite smart, man. I don't credit the club a lot when it comes to the transfer world, but it's quite a good way to look at it and quite a good way to future-proof and plan. Because Eze is still an upgrade on the left wingers we've got, but he's also massively an upgrade to our central midfield.
That's a great point, man. Because all this Eze talk, I love Eze, by the way. Like, I really, really want Arsenal to sign Eze. I just think he's that unpredictable player that we lack, in my opinion, that can just pull something out of nothing. I don't think he is a full-time left winger. Like, I don't know if he plays every week, hugging the touchline. You know, you do a lot of tactical stuff. He plays like left 10 for Palace. They play with 100%. Wing backs. Mitchell will hug the touchline, give Palace that width, where at Arsenal, you know, Lewis Skelly's going to invert. So if he's inverting and Eze's tucking in, where's Arsenal's left-hand side? So I don't know if that works with him there. I think sometimes, and it sounds very simplistic, but I think sometimes you've just got to sign a really good player and just work with him where you can. There might be a game at home where you play a lone 6 and you play Odegaard and Eze as 10s. There might be a game where you start him on the left. There might be a game where you play him as a false 9. He might be on the bench. It's just a fantastic option to have. We know he wants to come to the club. We know he's a boyhood Arsenal fan. It just makes so much sense. I hope they get it done. But I think you make a great point there. With the fact that Madrid are at the Club World Cup, the Rodrigo thing's going to drag. So can Arsenal sit there for another 2 or 3 weeks and go, is Rodrigo available? And then at the end of July says, no, I'm good, I'm staying. And then Eze's gone to Tottenham and this guy's gone there, Kudus has gone. So I think that could be like, get Eze, that covers the left and the attacking mid. Then if Rodrigo... So I think that's a great point. So that would make a lot of sense.
When I saw Ornstein's tweet this morning, I thought, wow. You know, these briefings from the top journalists don't come without serious sourcing, without serious reason behind it. He could easily have just said, Arsenal are looking at Eze. That's it. And we'd all have gone, oh, shit. Okay, wow. We all the retweets, the engagement, all would have been there. So to add that line, he's separate from the striker and winger hunt. I thought, oh, my, this is beyond what. It's what I expect of Arsenal in terms of the club they are. It's not what I expect from Arsenal in terms of the way they move. So I was thinking, wow. I mean, and it goes back to Arteta. One of the few things he said that I did relate to a lot was he was talking about the team needing creativity. And I thought he was really going to go on, you know, in the run up to the summer about, you know, basically if we took our chances. He likes that, doesn't he? Well, we had the better chances. Well, we dominated. But he actually said we need more creativity. And I was quite enthused, but I didn't know we were actually going to address that in terms of an actual 10, a creative force like City have done with Shirky and like Liverpool have done with Wirtz. And Eze, look, when you're talking about players in that position, there aren't many better than him. Probably the two that have gone to our rivals. But also, you talked about just adding quality. I don't love the left winger market. Now, that's not me excusing Arsenal if they don't sign someone, but I don't love it. Lookman, Semenyo, Nico Williams, like, of course, they're all very good players, but there's not one I go, 100% this guy. But Eze, I think, even if he's not the out-and-out left winger, I know he's going to add so much quality to our team. Like, I'm convinced of it. I'm convinced he would be a success if we brought him in.
Yeah, I mean, for me, James, I think Arteta clearly has a good system. The system has helped the team progress over the last few years. I think now the system needs tweaking a little bit. I think sometimes you need to throw a little curveball and give the opposition something different to think about. I think, imagine Eze and Odegaard in the attacking midfield role. How do you defend that? That's very difficult. Two very different profiles, unpredictable player. You look at the goal he scored against Arsenal, volley from the edge of the box. He scores the winning goal in the cup final. His trajectory just feels like he's getting better and better, and he loves the club. He said he was crying when he left. And not that those things mean that much, but it does mean something. I've seen a lot of people saying, bring Eze back home, bring him back to his home ground. So I think it would be a fantastic signing. Like, I'll be honest with you, for me, I don't know what you think. I don't know what anybody else thinks. I haven't had a signing that has got me really, really excited since probably Aubameyang and Alexis Sanchez. Declan Rice was, wow, I can't believe we've paid 100 million and got him ahead of Man City. But I am an attacking merchant. So a number 6 will never get me that excited. Do you know what I mean? And I think Eze, I'm not saying Eze is in that category of Alexis and Oba, but he's a player that makes me like, I would love to go and watch him play for Arsenal. Yeah. How's he going to look in an Arsenal shirt? And I just think, it's crazy because you're sitting here now as fans thinking, if we get this window right, it could be incredible. Could be the best window we've ever had in recent years, in recent Emirates era. If you're talking Rodrigo, Eze, Gyökeres, I'm sitting there going, I think we can win the title. Like, genuinely. I'm not hoping, I'm believing.
Yeah, I agree.
Obviously, the flip side is if you end up with the other players, because we're being linked with so many players. And I saw an article today, actually, from an Atletico Madrid fan channel. And they were saying, as much as Berta is brilliant, he's frustrating sometimes because he negotiates so many players in one position. So that can drag the transfer out. And they were saying Atletico have signed like 3 players already.
Yeah.
And every day, you're doing transfer content. We're being linked with 3 or 4 left wingers, 3 or 4 strikers. I'm like, what is going on here? But he's obviously got this different way of approaching things. So I suppose we've just got to try and be patient.
Which is also reason to pour a little bit of cold water on the Eze links, because he could just be weighing up a load of things. The Athletic did say that Morgan Rogers and Madueke were on that list. We'll chat about Madueke. I'm sure we've got quite a bit to say about it. We'll leave that towards the end.
Eze, for me, Eze can be a game changer at Arsenal if his trajectory carries on going. I mean, you look at Elise. People now saying Elise is Bayern Munich's best winger. Full stop. Gnabry's fell off. Coman could be going. Sané's gone. When he went to Bayern, I thought, Elise might not get in that Bayern team. He's ended up being their best winger. I think Eze could come to Arsenal and not only get in the team sometime. I think he would put genuine pressure on Odegaard and say, if I can't get in the team next year, I might try and take your spot, which I think is a positive thing, by the way. I look at Madueke and I think, why would you spend 50 million on a guy that is blatantly, I think, a few levels below Saka?